What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. We have the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the Galaxy S21 Ultra. We're going to compare these phones, everything from camera and video taking to displays, speakers, software, and I'm going to tell you which is the better phone and which phone is better for certain people as well. So let's jump into this video. How about holding it in your hand? And design, without a doubt, is much more comfortable to hold the Galaxy S21 Ultra. It's got rounded corners and edges, and it's skinnier too. iPhone, much more boxier, a little bit thicker feeling in your hand. It's definitely not as comfortable at all to hold in your hand. Especially with, without cases, if you're just holding these plain straight up, Galaxy S21 Ultra all the way. It's just so much more comfortable. My dog is moving my camera, so I'm gonna have to move her. But yeah, hold wise, comfort, you're gonna go on it. If that's a big deal to you, this one, the S21 Ultra, way more comfortable. What about design? Now let's look at the front of these displays first. You can see Galaxy S21 Ultra, for the camera, it sits right on top of the display. Very modern thing to do. iPhone still has this huge notch up there that houses their Face ID. It houses their camera as well, a speaker. It's humongous. For me, the design on the front of this, I would have to give it to the Galaxy S21 Ultra. It looks modern. I like it better. It's less to do up there, so I like that. Now, on the edges here and all around, they're kind of similar with the buttons and the plugs and all that stuff. So that's the, similar, but if I had to pick, I actually like the way iPhones looks. It's maybe it's the color, but it just looks better. I feel like it looks, nothing like crazy better, but it just looks a little bit more premium than Samsung's does a little bit, just ever so slightly. The back of these phones, the iPhone, I think it's, especially the color of this Pacific blue, and here's the black one, the matte black on the Samsung. Both of these are beautiful looking. If I had to look at these, if I had to guess which one was more premium, for me, I think the iPhone looks more premium in the camera department versus the S21 Ultra. So for me, I think the back of these phones and then the Apple logo is just so iconic. Samsung is as well, but I don't know. Apple's just, that gives you quote unquote clout with the kids and, everybody that wants an iPhone. But beyond that, I just think the look at the back of these, I'd have to give it to the iPhone. But overall, the feel in your hand and the design overall for both of these phones, I give the total winner to the Galaxy S21 Ultra. Next up, let's talk about charging. So charging, both of these can wirelessly charge. You can charge these phones on a back of a wireless charger and they'll charge up. Neither of them are crazy fast. So in terms of wireless charging, wired charging, iPhone uses Lightning, Galaxy uses USB-C. USB-C is a little bit popular on the Android side, whereas Lightning's really popular with iPhone and other iOS devices. But ultimately, for me, the charging speed is faster on the Samsung side without having to turn off some settings in the iPhone to make it faster. But ultimately, you're going to get faster charging speeds on the Galaxy. So if, charging straight up wirelessly and wired, you're going to want to go with the Galaxy S21 Ultra. The other cool thing that this Galaxy S21 Ultra that can do that an iPhone can't is it can wireless power share, meaning you can put headphones, a watch, another device such as a phone or something on the back of this phone, Galaxy S21 Ultra, and charge it wirelessly. Very, very cool stuff. Do I use it all the time? Not really, but it's cool in a pinch. What about unlocking these phones, aka biometrics? So iPhone only has one way to do it, and that is with Face ID, but I love Face ID. It works really, really well. It is very accurate. Now, if you have a face mask on, it might not be so accurate, but around your house or with no, mask on, it works fantastic. I love it. A lot of people hate it. I really like it. They used to have fingerprints. They removed it. But with the Galaxy S21 Ultra, you do have an in-display fingerprint sensor, meaning it's right underneath the display. It works great. This year they are using their basically 2.0 version of the Qualcomm fingerprint sensor, and it's much larger, it's more accurate, it's faster, it's a much better implementation. They also have Face Unlock, which works great. So you can see it's unlocking with my face. It's not a secure face unlock, but again, it works great. No problems with it at all. So biometrics, me personally, having more options with Samsung, I'd have to go that route, but I do love Face ID with the iPhone. Next, let's do a speaker test. We'll play a couple songs here and decide which one has better speakers. All right, so I have Epidemic Sound up, the website, and we'll pick a song. We'll do Can't Let You Go first on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. All right, so I heard both of those. Both of them have fairly similar volumes. I would say that the iPhone sounds more bassy. And let me hear just a quick sample, another sample of that same song. Yeah, the Galaxy phone's a much brighter sound, whereas the iPhone 12 Pro Max much bassier. With that song, if I had to choose between the two phones, I'd actually choose the iPhone 12 Pro Max speakers. I think they sound, for me, better. All right, we'll go into the trending tab next, and we'll choose a song in here. We'll try Someone New. Yeah, iPhone's much bassier. And again, I'd give the win to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Both really good speakers. Volume feels about the same, but quality and overall sound, iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now, what about software? I've done a video on how similar these two phones are, and they get seemingly more similar every single day. So when you're on your home screens and you swipe over, you have this little news feed on the iPhone. You can go down here and you can ultimately have widgets and things like that, and add smart assistants and, check your stocks and just, cool things that you can control, your news, all that stuff, weather. You also have your home screens where you can have folders and create folders and just apps. You also have another place if you go all the way over, and you kind of have this app launcher, which is similar to Android. Android is when you swipe up, but iPhone now has this, and they kind of categorize it automatically for you. They'll put your recently added, you'll put creativity apps, utility apps, social apps, and you come in here and you have this list of just pre-made things for you. And you can have just this if you want. So kind of cool with that. With the Galaxy phones, you have your home screens and your apps just like you would. If you swipe up, you have all of your apps, whereas iPhone is right here. You can add widgets. When you add widgets, you put them right on the display. So right now I have a widget for my Wise Cam, so I can tap on that and view my camera if I want. If I did something like that on an iPhone, like I mentioned, you have to go over here and you can have a widget. But they do have widgets on the screen now that are similar. You can add them onto your home screen. So it's kind of similar in that regard as well. And then settings, when you want to go into the iPhone ones, you hit settings right here and it brings you into all your settings. With Android, you can swipe up and find it within here, or you can swipe down twice and hit this little gear at the top. And that brings you into settings as well. And it's kind of similar. Settings, for me, I do prefer the way Android's is. It seems like it's a little bit more tidy, a little bit more sensible for me, versus iPhone's kind of seems to be all over the place at times. But If you're used to iPhones, you're going to be used to it, and then maybe Android seems confusing to you. But you know, just in a general software experience. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention your notifications. You swipe down, here's your notifications, and you also have quick toggles. Quick toggles for iPhone are right here on the right-hand side. Androids are, you just swipe down twice, you can see all your quick toggles. So quite similar in the way they implement things. For me, I do like Android better. That's why I use Android. I like the notification system better on Android. It seems more sensible. So with all that said, I would choose the Galaxy side. But if you're used to iPhone, coming over here might be like, oh, whoa, that's so much. It's so crazy. The other crazy thing is how customizable this is, you know, in terms of Galaxy phones. So the software experience gets even deeper. With Galaxy phones, you have an app called Good Lock, which you have nothing like this on iOS. You go into Good Lock and you can customize your phone so many different ways with the click of a button. There's so many customizations in here. You have multi-star, which is going to allow you to, well, this stuff needs to be updated because I don't really use this phone. But you can come in here and you can, I'll just click on this, it'll show you screenshots. But this is going to allow you to come in here and use different options for multitasking. So if you want to make multitasking easier for yourself, you can on here. So you got that. Then you have Home Up, which is going to be the same thing. I need to update all these apps. Let me click here so I can show you. With Home Up, you can come in here and customize the look of your home screens. You have Lock Star, which is going to be changing your lock screens, you know, like stuff like this. You can have move things around and change your clocks and all that kind of cool stuff. You have Quick Star, which is going to be your quick toggles, whereas when you swipe down here, you can change the colors and do all kinds of crazy stuff, customizations. You have a Navistar, Notistar, Routine Plus. You have your family section for one-hand operation and controlling your sounds and customizing them. Pentastic. It's crazy how much customization. That's just, you know, an extra app you can download from Samsung. And then beyond that, obviously changing your wallpapers really easily. Or you can theme this out. You can go into themes and download themes free and paid on here and really theme out your phone with the click of a button. Like, right, if I wanted this one, I could hit download and it will make my phone look like this. It changes the wallpapers and the fonts and the colors and the sounds, all with the click of a single button. So it's freaking crazy. The other cool thing, and this is a software thing, especially on the Galaxy S21 Ultra, you have an S Pen. So I can come in here and I can control my phone with an S Pen and write notes. And you can't do that on an iPhone. I'll do a little quick note in here. If I wanted to use this, I can write notes to myself or take notes in class if I wanted to. I'm not a big S Pen person. It just doesn't really fit into my lifestyle, but it works so well. And it's a new thing to the S line. It's always been on the Note line. It's now come over to the S line, and that's, again, something you'll never probably be able to do in the iPhone. Maybe a different iPhone that they'll release in the future, but not currently on that kind of iPhone. And you end up storing it in this specific case if you get an S line phone. Now, iPhone also does have some customizations too, where you can change your kind of theme it out, I guess, a bit. If you go into the App Store, and there's different ways of doing this. You can change your icons, so you can just search icons, and there's apps out there that'll, you know, kind of theme out your phone. And so it does have this kind of stuff. It's just, I think it's a little bit more confusing. It's a little bit more work to do it, and it doesn't work as perfectly, to me anyway, as Galaxy does, but you do have a little bit of that on here. So, you know, customization, software, everything that you're ultimately looking for, you have to go with the Galaxy line. It's so customizable and the software is great. It's freaking fantastic. What about displays? Both of these displays are 2K plus displays, very high resolution displays. One thing where these displays differ is the iPhone only runs at 60 Hertz. Galaxy S21 Ultra runs at 120 Hertz. So you're getting an ultra smooth experience on here. without any loss of frame rate or anything like that. Everything's going to run really, really smooth. Now, iPhone, don't get me wrong, is a very smooth operating system, but it just feels a little bit slower when you scroll through things, and it just doesn't seem as fluid at times as Galaxy does. And that's the reason is that you get that high refresh rate. The iPhone 13 is rumored to get 120 hertz, but on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you just don't get that. So it's going to be a big deal for some people to get that really, really high refresh rate on the phone. Beyond that, let's check out a video on both of these phones. All right, I have both of the phones here. I'm going to pop up a video. I turned the volume off so you can see both of them. And both of them are really, really nice displays. It's quality-wise, it's really difficult for me to choose a winner. Samsung, I believe, makes the iPhone 12 Pro Max's display anyway. Both of them are OLED. Both of them are absolutely beautiful. When you factor in 120 hertz on the Galaxy S21 Ultra and a smaller, hole being on the camera, whereas you have that notch, I'd have to give the win to the Samsung phone just because of that. Otherwise, both of these are freaking beautiful, beautiful displays, and you're not going to go wrong just on the looks of these. So one thing I wanted to mention on the Galaxy, I should have mentioned earlier, is you can actually run multiple windows. So I'm going to hit my recent apps button. I am going to press and hold YouTube. Let me go back in here. I'm going to long press YouTube. I'm going to go to open in split screen. I'm going to choose another app from this list. I'll just choose the Play Store. So I can literally, watch a video and surf the web here and look at stuff. And you can do it this way as well. It's something you can't do on an iPhone. It's super cool. I don't use it all that much on this type of display. I like it on the bigger displays like the Galaxy Z Fold 2, but it is something that you can do. You can also run pop-up up windows as well on here if you wanted to. Oops, I didn't do that right. I did actually. There we go. A pop-up window that I can drag around on the screen as well. So a lot of customizations in terms of running multiple apps all at once if you want to. Very, very cool stuff. Next, let's check out the cameras real quick. Let me open up the software. I just want to show you a quick rundown of the software of these cameras, how, quite similar of the options you get and everything in here. You get a night mode for both of these. The Galaxy S21 Ultra can actually zoom in at 100x. So if you want to get a cool moon shot, you're able to with this. It'll actually comes out really, really cool, good. You've also get a single take option, meaning you go into this and it records a video, but what it ultimately does is it captures a bunch of photos in that video for you. So if you have a kid or something, kids move all the time, this is a great feature to have on the camera. You also got photo, video, and photos and videos, especially videos, I should say, can do 4K 60 on the front and the back. And you can also do up to 8K video for here. So you have super high resolution video on these cameras as well, which is really nice if you need that. Portrait mode, just like an iPhone. Night mode, like I said. You have a pro mode, so if you want customization over all of the features of a camera, the ISO, the aperture, autofocus, all that stuff, you can. Super slow motion, which does super, so I can be like, I'll do it real quick and you'll see how much it'll slow my fingers down. It's freaking ridiculous how much it will slow it down to the point where it's like, oh my God, the video's way too long now. So I'll play this real quick just to show you. Whoops, there you go. It's really cool with like water, especially. This is a super slow-mo. It's 960 frames a second that it captures. It's ridiculous. Very, very cool stuff on there. Portrait video, pro video, slow motion. You got more as well. Director's view if you want to record with like all the cameras at the same time, the front and the back and all that stuff. You can do all of that kind of stuff as well. Now with iPhone, you like I said, you get a lot of the same kind of modes. You get, let's go over here. You get time-lapse mode, slow-mo, video, photo, portrait. They both have, I should go back here. You know, ultra wide, both cameras and phones have ultra wide and regular and all that stuff. Panorama. So you do have a lot of modes, but you know, to take the cake in terms of software wise, for the camera, the Galaxy S21 Ultra takes the cake with the software of the camera. Now, let's check out some samples of video and photos of these two phones on the front cameras and the back cameras. All right, guys, I'm looking at the Galaxy S21 Ultra. I'm going to stand up. Looking at these as the front-facing camera. Both I've set to 4K 30, which I'm looking at the iPhone right now, so you get an idea of the sound and the cameras overall. Which one you think looks better, let me know, especially as I walk around my room. I'm back on the S21 Ultra looking. So yeah, let me know. I think they both look really good. Looking at the screens, though, they have different color temperatures. I'll be curious to see again on the computer. Sorry if this looks weird. I'm looking at the Galaxy S21 Ultra, but I'm using the wide-angle camera. And now I'm looking at the iPhone, so you get an idea of what these look like based off, just being out here with these wide angles. But what do you know? Which one looks and it sounds better? The Galaxy S21 Ultra or the iPhone 12 Pro Max? All right, I'm talking with the Galaxy S21 Ultra. Shoko. And now I'm looking at the iPhone. We'll get a little bit closer to my dog. See what she looks like. Which one looks and sounds better? Let me know. The Galaxy S21 Ultra or the iPhone 12 Pro Max. This is the main camera on the back. Now, with everything said and done, I know these phones there's more that they can do that I haven't even said, but just on a surface level, if you need an all-in-one ecosystem, they're both pretty good. But iPhone's just a better implementation of that with everything that they have, between iMessage and FaceTime going across all kinds of different platforms. This would probably be a better option for you. If you want tons of customizations and software and complete control over your phone, go with the Galaxy S21 Ultra. Camera-wise, they're both really, really good and offer different features for different people. Ultimately, you really can't go wrong too much in the camera department. Both of them are going to be really, really great. I feel like with photos, you might get better photos on the iPhone sometimes, and then other times the better with the Galaxy S21 Ultra. Same thing with videos. It just kind of depends. Quality of the display and the speakers, they're both amazing. They both sound really good. I like the speakers on the iPhone better. The display, I like the Galaxy better because of that 120 hertz refresh rate, and holding it in your hand and design, I like better overall the S21 Ultra, but the iPhone is super, super premium. The iPhone has tons of accessories, from cases to anything you can think of, magnetic charging things on the back that they have MagSafe. Both of them can wirelessly charge. Both of them can fast charge with a cable. They're both really, really great phones. You're not going to go wrong with either of these phones. For me, it's still the Galaxy S21 Ultra is the winner overall, but they're both really amazing phones, and I think you'll be happy. Again, whichever one you choose. The other thing I want to say is ease of use. They're both really easy use. Galaxy has this easy mode that you can turn on. I'll just type easy real quick, and you have easy mode, and it really dumbs down the phone and puts these huge icons if you want. If you're giving this to an older person, but you want them to have a really great phone, turn that on. I'll turn it on real quick for you just to show you what I mean. I turn this on, I hit the home button, and I have these huge icons. Everything's big. Everything's, they took all the home things off, but you have these huge icons, easy to find stuff. This isn't hard to use, guys. If you've never used an Android phone, it's not that hard. It really isn't. It's very similar to an iPhone in a lot of ways, but if you're used to the iPhone, stick with it, especially if you love it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think is the better phone overall, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.